What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another Ranger Talk video. Got another special one here for y'all today. I'm going to be chatting with none other than the epic spacefaring folks at EONS Enthroned. What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me here.
Hey, man, thanks for having us.
Thanks so much.
Glad to be here.
I mean, the pleasure is all mine, truly. I guess first and foremost, would each of you mind introducing yourself and letting folks know what your role is in the band?
Sure.
I'll go first. I'm Fernando. I'm the bass player and producer of EONS. So I do a lot and hopefully enough to make stuff happen and get all our music to come out finally.
And he is selling himself short there. He has about a dozen other small roles, plus he plays a very mean melodica.
Oh, nice.
I'm Greg. I write all of our lyrics, and I kind of act as an unofficial manager, handle our socials and things like that, along with Fernando.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, it sounds like, both of you guys wear many hats. So I guess, first of all, the new album, it's out now, right? What's the name of it and when did it come out?
Yeah,
Sure.
it's
So the
at the end
album
of Hope.
Yeah.
We have the delay thingy, but yeah, it's on the end of Hope. Came out just now, November 7th. Available everywhere, so anyone can give it a listen in any platform, anywhere in Bandcamp, Spotify, whatever, YouTube. Just we're happy that we managed to finally get it out after so long.
Cool. Yeah. So at the end of Hope, out now, it's ready for everyone to just go listen to it. I'm not yet. Wait till after you're done watching this chat, and then listen to it. So, so I mean, I guess I'm curious to know, how did the band originally form? If we're going to go just back in time just a little bit, how did it all come together?
Sure. So I'll take this one since I'm one of the couple of members who was with us from the very, very beginning, where it just hatched as a kind of wacky idea on the power metal subreddit. Someone said, "Hey, what if we make a power metal band of my own?" And I believe Jeff and I are the two of us, Jeff being our guitarist, one of our many guitarists. And unlike most projects that start this way, because I've been in projects like that went nowhere, like because we got, creative people with dedication and vision, this one actually turned into a band that got together, well, not physically together, but got together, made music. Yeah, for those who don't know, we are from all over the world. We have, let's see, members in North America, South America, Europe. So we just started making music together. To give you an idea of how far along back it was, we started out as a Skype channel before we moved over to Discord, which is now our current base of operations. I believe it was about 2015 we probably recorded our first demo, not even our first released single. And then from there, I think a couple of years later, we released Age of Fire was our first single, then Blade Runner and the New Titans, then 2021. Yeah, 2021, we put out our first full album, Into the Arcane. And just throughout that process, we've been kind of gathering and accumulating members. I think this one, how many people do we have on total in this one? I think it's 10. I could be
10,
wrong.
yeah. I think
Wow.
it's 10 people in total with guests and everything.
That's quite the ensemble for sure.
Yeah, Greg
Wow.
likes collecting musicians. That's just how
A
it
collector of me. Yeah, that's awesome. You're like Brainiac, but instead of like collecting worlds, it's like you just collect
Yeah.
musicians.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah, or Pokemon. Yeah, that too. um, awesome. Yeah. So I guess so. This new album, At the End of Hope, that's only the second album, and there's been several years. I guess you said 2021. It's been 4 years, a
Yeah.
decent length of time between albums.
Mhm.
Did you know as soon as you released the first album that there was going to be another one, or was it kind of like let's let it simmer and then oh, you know what, we got some more stuff? Like how did that go?
It was a gradual
Uh,
process. So at first, when we released our album, because of what an undertaking it was, because of getting people together from all over the world, it was a time-consuming process. And like I can tell you, like Fair is the backbone of the band. Like he is the glue that holds us together. So like the bulk of the organizational and production work that goes into putting together an album, I think, went on him. So after the album, we thought, you know what? How about for a while we just stick to singles? Um, we realized, we did put out a few singles before this album. I think we realized, like, the power metal crowd is very much an albums crowd. They think in albums. Like,
Yeah.
you don't get on people's radars with singles. And I remember at the End of Hope, I think I originally pitched it as, hey, what if we did a trilogy of Star Wars songs? And then eventually, hey, I think we could actually make an EP out of this. And eventually we finally caved and said, you know what, let's do a full album.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's another thing I've actually kind of found that it seems power metal fans don't seem to be too keen on EPs either. It's kind of like an EP, like we want an album. Like, I guess we're just an old school bunch. I don't know. We just like
yeah.
full albums. So, um, oh, cool, man. And I mean, some of the guests from the first album, right, carried over into this one. And then you added some too, right?
Yeah, it's a bit tough to categorize, I guess, like because we have such a fluid group.
Mm.
Um, for most of like Greg said, for the very first people that started this thing, only two people carry over, which is Greg and Jeff. There's been a lot of people coming in and out, and if you
Mm.
look at our initial releases, our first singles before Into the Arcane, it changes a lot who plays in each song because it was more of a hey, who wants to do a song today? Like, oh, I wrote this thing. Oh, I'm gonna be in it. Okay, cool. Um, and then we started getting more of a core band formation when we were after we released Into the Arcane, which is when we added our drummer William. Um, and I know that it's probably quite confusing to see because we don't have like this nice, neat band photo because none of us have been in the same place
Right,
enough to do it.
right.
Um,
It's more like a Brady
but
Bunch situation, right? You just see all the
yeah,
squares. Yeah.
yeah. Technically, like I am a stickler for crediting, so Meta Archives and Bandcamp have all the detailed credits of everything. Technically, the people that are guests in At the End of Hope are Matt from Fellowship, the Fellowship vocalist, uh, Jake Wright, who has his solo work, his solo album Pat Lassen, for he did a guitar solo, and Civil Grace, who also did a guest guitar solo. Everyone else, we consider them part of the band, part of the group.
Uh,
Most of them have been in Into the Arcane, except for William and our new guitar player, Mateo.
Mateo.
Yeah, but the rest, they've always been there in some capacity. I know it can be a bit messy, and we're working on that. It's just that we're now making a collage of photos to try to show to people this is who we are. It's these people. Like this. It's a bit long of a list, to be honest.
yeah, I bet.
But we
Metal
like it like
Archives
that.
Metal Archives does not like us because I remember we released a single without Dan on it, and Metal Archives
Yeah.
assumed, oh, he must be out of the band. When really
Oh
the
god.
Yeah,
best way,
exactly.
the best analogy for non-power metal people would be like asking how many people are in Eons is like asking how many people are in Hawkwind. You know, people participate to their level of interest on any given project.
Sure. So right.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's
the
like
kind
if
of
one
thing.
person's not on a song, that doesn't mean they're out of the band. They just didn't participate in
Exactly.
that song, but they might be in the next one. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, we
that's
also
that's
have di different songwriters, so there's different flavors of stuff, and some people
yeah.
prefer some things to others. I think with this album, it's a more okay. Let's make a cohesive one big thing that it all matches and everything. But it's like the outlier in general because
Okay.
uh,
Mhm.
all the way back it has been so one of our songwriters, I have this idea. Greg is like, oh, let's put these lyrics and this theming to it. Or he says, hey, I have this. We need a song about Stormlight Archive. And someone is like, okay, I'm going to write some riffs and we'll see who wants to be in it. Um, it's like we found this cool collective of people that like doing stuff. And it's a bit flexible. Everyone maybe is in other bands or has other things.
Mhm.
Everyone is in different time zones, so there's some work that is happening in parallel, so that people are not waiting for others. So it's kind of it feels like a mixed bag, but I think there's enough of an identity. If you listen to our songs, there are some things that emerge that are like, oh, some of these things are now the Eons style that will keep popping up.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say, given what you guys were saying with all the different members and kind of everyone working on different things and stuff like that, the new album sounds remarkably cohesive. Like how you were saying, Fernando. Like it's impressive. Like I feel like someone wouldn't know that there is all of
Yeah.
these moving parts happening in the background if they're just listening to the album. They wouldn't know. So that's quite the achievement. I mean, I have to tip my hat to you, gentlemen. I mean, to be able to organize all of that stuff. Were you guys like good at Tetris and stuff back in the day? I mean, you must know how to like properly
It's
manage all these things.
we have experience in the corporate world, sadly, that
Oh,
applies too much to this
okay, okay.
to
Hey,
project managing.
you take your experience where you can get it, right?
Yeah, we like there's too many Excels involved.
There can never be too many Excels, man.
Yeah, no, it's
I'm a
like that.
finance guy, so I love Excel. I even use that for my own channel. Like I log everything, the albums,
Mm,
all that stuff. So, dude, I totally get where you're coming from. Excel is your best friend, absolutely. So,
yeah, we have this thing like we cannot get together to jam because nobody lives near each other. The two people that live the closest are like 4 hours away, and that's the best case scenario. Most of
yeah,
us are just to the other side of the planet.
yeah,
So we have to do some planning always. If we're working on a song, it's like, okay, at most two people are writing it.
mm,
And there's some back and forth, and then we do some checks, but we have to finish writing everything before we tell, okay, here's your part to record. Now you can work on it. Because otherwise, it would take even longer to finish anything. And also, we cannot just say, okay, the album is all written. Let's go to the studio for a week and record it. We
right.
don't have that kind of budget, not right now, maybe in the future, but not right now. So it becomes, okay, let's get the drums done, and then we can lay bass and guitars over it. And you work on these two songs, you work on these two songs, and then the vocalist have to do their thing. And maybe whoever gets first to a song makes some decisions that the next guy has to like, okay, now that's printed. You have to match what he did,
Yeah, they can't undo
and
it and say, no, 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 no. It's like, no, that's
you
done.
cannot
Like,
change it because we will
no.
have to record again and again and again and again, and we have to like now. We
Yeah.
have to agree at some point. It's like if you want to have more say, you have to record first and follow the plan, because otherwise we would never be able to get anything out. But we managed with this album, especially compared to the previous one. This one was more of an effort to get that process a bit more polished. And for the next albums, I think we learned a lot of things with this one that will make the next ones go out smoother.
Cool.
I gotta say, some people in Eons have almost a sixth sense for hearing a MIDI that sounds like 16-bit video game music and like hearing the finished song that is in another person's mind from that.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's wild. They could just tell. Impressive. Yeah, that's so cool. And I mean, and what you said, Fernando, I think that's exciting news. It sounds like there's already, a future for the band, talking with like
Yeah.
other albums and stuff. So I know that's exciting for fans because, yeah, I mean, just even the leap from the first album to this one, I could definitely hear like a more cohesion and just a more overall kind of just, I would say, polished experience. Like the band learned and grew. It's still Eons, but it's like it's 2.0, and that's always
Yeah.
just so awesome to hear and stuff. So
Thanks,
yeah,
man.
it
We
just
tried.
well, yeah, I mean it shows absolutely. And just I want to talk about the sound just about this album a little bit too, because and when I listened to the whole album, I found myself thinking the same thing is when I did a reaction to the single that dropped the day of the album. I was just really kind of blown away by this. Just there's a very unique sound there that you guys have, and I felt that was present all the way through the album. Like it was a constant, and it's just this really cool. It just lands, it's not quite like, just a real spacey kind of galactic sort of sound per se, but it's more than like the traditional, like a power metal. It's not fantasy. Like it's definitely space themed, but never just goes into that, I guess, what's what I'm looking for? Cliche or stereotypical sort of sound. It has its
Mhm.
own identity there. And I just thought that was so impressive. So, how did you kind of devise that sound, or was it even
No,
intentional? Did it just kind of come
it
from
is
you
very
guys?
intentional. No, it is very
Cool.
intentional for this album in particular. So when the first time when Greg said, "Oh, I have this idea for these three songs for the based on the Star Wars game on Knights of the Old Republic," it's like, okay, well, at the time he said that we were still working on other things. So I was
Mm.
like, "You figure that out, and I'll finish this thing, and we'll talk later." And then suddenly it was 7 songs, 8 songs, okay.
Wow.
And one thing that we had that song from Into the Arcane that was Veins of Gold, which is the big symphonic metal song that we redid when William joined the band, and I know a lot of people love it, and we love it a lot, but we were doing so much the symphonic thing that I was like, okay, this is Star Wars. Let's not use anything that sounds like Star Wars music. So let's avoid copying the John Williams music, and
Mhm.
let's just sit down the orchestra for this album. We'll leave it. We'll take a pause and let's just use only synths with the guitars. Uh, there's no orchestral virtual instruments in this one at all, and it's mostly based on the sound from Dragon Force from their first 4 albums.
Mm.
So their albums with Vadim on the keyboards, which a lot of us in the band really like. Um, so it influenced the songwriting mostly in that first song in Visions of
Mhm.
War. That's the most full Dragon Force song of it. But in general, all of the synth sound and the profile, let's call it, of the sound is based on that. And we also we live between the two worlds of obviously Sosos is in Glory Hammer. So we have the new standard power metal that the big bands are doing, but a lot
Mhm.
of us really stay with the very old bands, very old classic with Sonata Arctica, with
Mhm.
Angra, that kind of thing. So we try to find a balance between those two things, and I felt like a good spot for that is like taking inspiration from 2010 to 2015 at most, maybe a bit earlier, and look at those Dragon Force things for arrangements, but trying to make it a modern mix. Not an it shouldn't sound like 2005. But
Right.
that's the
No.
thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully we got somewhat close that some people might catch if they are really fans of those old Dragon Force records. They might find some things that are like, oh, that is obviously from Valley of the Demon. That is obviously from Human Rampage. That's part of like using these things that we really like, that the music that we love, to create new things. So it was very intentional.
Awesome. Well, I mean, I think you succeeded on all fronts because, like I said, I mean, that was one of the first things that just jumped out at me. It's just that sound. It's just, yeah, it's just, it's has a unique vibe to you. And maybe it is because it kind of bridges that gap between like 2000s era with more modern production, but like more of a focus on like the synths, how you said, instead of orchestration. So, yeah, I don't know. Well, whatever you guys did, it worked. So, it definitely has its own
Great.
sound. And I think that will resonate with people, because that's hard. I mean, look at how many bands there are. I feel like it's really, really difficult to be in the scene and have something that has its own identity, or something that sounds unique. I mean, y'all released your first album 2021. That's late to the power metal scene. So it's like to carve out your own niche, yeah, I mean, but yeah, I mean, you guys with this album, really impressive stuff. Greg, I wanted to ask you, as far as like lyrics and all that stuff go, because I know like it's a very Star Wars themed um, band, right? I mean, is it only Star Wars, or are there other things sprinkled in as well?
So this particular album is purely Star Wars. Specifically, it's a concept album about the Mandalorian Wars, which is a conflict that happens directly before the events of Knights of the Old Republic, which, by the way, anyone listening, if you haven't played Knights of the Old Republic, play Knights of the Old Republic. Um,
I hope everyone's at least heard of it. Because
mhm.
yeah, I mean, it's an iconic game. So, but yeah, I mean, so you said the story takes place before the first game.
Yep. So it takes some of the most iconic characters from KOTOR, specifically Revan and Malik, and it kind of chronicles their fall to the dark side and sort of that road of good intentions that led there. And I just thought there was some just fantastic human drama on top of just the epic storytelling of it. And I thought, we got to make an album about this.
Cool. I mean, you got to pitch it to like some of the devs who did that, and be like, hey, check this out, see
Absolutely.
what you think. I mean, that'd be awesome. Or Disney will hire you guys for like the next Star Wars movie to score. But um,
Uh,
I should
so
say,
cool.
if
So
anyone has any lore complaints, make sure to address them specifically to me.
yeah, there you
yeah,
go.
he's the guy.
Awesome. So I mean, so it's a unique story. It's not like retelling something. It's your own brand new, unique story. So fans like some of the characters and story elements from like Coder and whatnot. This is a new story that they can listen to.
Not exactly. So the events of the Mandalorian Wars, they're covered a bit in comic books and other lore, but we
Uh,
definitely put our own spin on it. We kind of picked what we thought would be the most important elements. I took a couple of minor liberties with the lore, like making Revan and Malik's fall a bit more organic and kind of sidelining the true Sith Empire to more of like whisper in the shadows, kind of vaguely threatening things.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
it's taking from all of it and just making it. Well, let's distill it to what's the drama between the characters and have fun with that.
really
But
cool. Do you write like other stuff aside from like the lyrics for like the band and stuff? Do you write kind of your own stories within the Star Wars universe and things like that as well?
not within the Star Wars universe, but I do write some short fiction, some poetry,
Oh,
a couple of unpublished books, and just basically any occasion to write, I write. I was briefly, let's see, head writer of a small independent video game studio that folded before releasing a game.
oh
Basically,
man,
That's the story.
I will take any excuse to write.
cool. Cool, that's awesome, man. I mean, if it thrills you and brings you joy, I mean, you're an artist, and so that's your outlet. So yeah, that's awesome. And that's the cool thing about music too, is that you can tell a story through music, through words, and through visuals. I mean, you could just encapsulate everything. So yeah, that's just really neat. So I guess the band, there's no plans to like tour or anything anytime soon, right?
Not right now. We all want to. We all would love
Yeah,
to be able to do it, but we need to reach a certain um, critical mass of like it is so expensive. Like we've looked at
yeah,
the numbers. No matter where, it would be really expensive.
right.
Just on flights alone to get everyone to the same spot. Like I am in Argentina, in Buenos Aires, Greece, in the east coast of the United States. We're already like 10 hours apart. And then we have socios in Cyprus, which is all the way in Eastern Europe. We have Mateo in Slovakia. We have Dan in the UK. The guys in California, Nikki and Randy. Jeff is in Canada. It's like William is in the north of Brazil. He's not even close to me. We're both in South America, and we are like is 5 hours apart by
Wow.
flight. So it's very we don't assume we can do it soon. We'll see. We try. We want to, but we need to reach a certain level of like we need to assure that we can recoup those that investment.
Yeah,
But someday, because we all want to do it. At some point, we are just playing with a click track to record, and we want to be able to play with each other.
yeah.
So someday, the dream is there.
So, folks, I mean, go buy the album. Buy the album, support the band. Make the dream come true. Let's get these guys touring, and spreading the music. So, um, yeah. So, I mean, I guess speaking of which, are you guys relieved that the album is out now? Was there a lot of anticipation? Were you kind of nervous? But now that it's out there, what's that feel like? And what has the reception been so far?
I'm very happy that it's out there because for a while it took a long time for us to manage our schedules to line up. People are touring, people are with their day jobs, and this was a bit complex compared to anything that we had done before. So it took a long time, but we finally got it out, and it's a relief. We still have to do a lot of stuff, a lot of work. We're trying to get some merch put together because people are starting to ask about it. And so far, at least, I'm very happy with the comments I've seen. Uh, a lot of cool reactions. Some reactions we didn't expect. There's some, we always have an idea of like, we think people will really like this song and maybe they won't like this song so much. And we've been wrong every single time so far. We are not good at measuring the response from the listeners, but
Wow.
it's
Oh,
been very nice.
cool.
And I think that's probably a good lesson to anyone making their own music now. Don't write based on second guessing of how other people are going to feel about it.
Yeah, there's no point. Just do what you want.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, no, I dig that. And I was just thinking, like, I think that the best like touring thing for the band would be like playing at like Comic-Con or something. That would be tight.
Yeah,
But get Comic-Con to like pay your bills to come over. So you don't even have to worry about like recouping. You just
that
get to
would be the
show up,
dream.
play,
Yeah,
sell your merch and stuff, and then yeah, that's where it's at.
yeah,
So
Yeah, that would be the dream to have somewhere to get that. It would probably need to be in Canada or Europe, to be honest, right now, but it would be awesome.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome. Well, I'm super happy for you guys that the second album is out. Um, I mean, I think it definitely delivered. It's a step up, and I think folks will be really impressed by it. And yeah, and I look forward to the future, which, as you said, I guess there's already plans. It's not like the band is like, yeah, I think we're calling it quits now. It's like the intention is to keep moving.
You know, the fact that we have so many people active means that while I was mixing this album, people are like, okay, I finished recording. What do I do now? Well, you start writing something else. And
Right.
what do we have? Like 2.5 albums worth of material that people are working on that we have to decide on the other, what actually makes it out.
Wow.
We've been trying to, through all this process, make the process better so that it doesn't take as long and everything. So we're still working. We are like happy this album is out and talking to people and telling everyone, hey, listen to it, to put posting the photos and everything. And at the same time, already there's work being done for the next thing. And we're very excited for that to just keep churning out music. That's our goal right now.
Awesome. Well, it's super exciting stuff, without a doubt. And I mean that gives folks the perfect opportunity now. If you haven't like checked out this band yet, now seems like the perfect time. The second album's out. You can listen to that and then go back and listen to the prior stuff and start following the band on socials and everything to follow what they do in the future. Which all of that stuff in the description down below. I'm going to put links to all of the band's socials, links to their music videos, all that good stuff. So you can just go down there, explore, check them out, listen to their music, and all that. So yeah, down in the description below. And yeah, their second album, At the End of Hope, is out now, ready for you to go listen to it. So get on it. And thank you, gentlemen, once again for joining me. Was there any last thing that you wanted to say to viewers or anything like that? You know, if I give you the opportunity to have the floor for a moment.
So I guess I'll quickly say, because I know we're not the only ones who had the idea of, hey, let's start our own, online power metal band with, whoever we can get, which is the idea is way more feasible than you might think it is. And some of your heroes within the genre are more within your reach than you would ever expect. Like a lot of your favorite musicians in the genre are just everyday nerds like you and me, who, if you make music that you believe in, they're going to want to be part of it.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
that, man.
Don't
Yeah,
fear
totally.
participating. Just do your thing. We're like when we started doing this, it's not because we're thinking, oh, we're gonna release this album and tour and make all this money now. We just, oh, I can write a song and it can be about Dune. Sure, sign me up.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, super cool. I mean, it's such a great community, whether it be the musicians and all that, and just the fans and stuff. You know, the power metal community as a whole is just really awesome. So, yeah, absolutely. Just put yourself out there if it's something you love. Yeah, like Greg and Fernando said, just do it, man. You know, reach out to folks and yeah, make the magic happen. So really cool. Just like they did with Eons Enthroned and their second album at the end of time, at the end of hope, forgive
Yeah.
me. So yeah, no, but yeah, thank you, gentlemen, one last
Thank
time.
you.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for
This
having
is so
us.
cool talking to you guys. My absolute pleasure. And
Yeah.
thank you everyone for watching. Catch you next time. Ranger out.